what you know about this though.
Is a queen ant, and she has the next. This is a queen ant, and she has the next 1,000 days to create an empire. But a rival colony is watching their every move, and if she fails, they will wage a war, destroy her home, and take over mine.
Now, chat.
Everything depends on her. So over the first few days,
chat, this is fucking content. You know what this reminds me of? Solo motherfucking leveling. I love that show, bro. I can't wait for more of that show, man.
She creates a nest, and if we look underground, her first generation is underway.
Oh my gosh.
But in the world above, they will have to face competition and rival colonies. Their journey has only just
like this
begun.
is crazy. Like how do you just do this? Like how do you just come up with this shit, bro?
She will never leave the safety of her nest, so she creates workers to serve and protect her. But the enemy has already arrived.
Oh shit.
A wild ant on the hunt for new territory.
Why they gotta be black though?
This wild colony lives on my windowsill. Oh my god.
Ew, you touching it?
The workers act quickly. They are beginning to build a wall.
You should do this with viewers. The viewers are the ants. First of all, what the fuck does that even mean? Second of all, you want me to collect all y'all to do a fucking like survival test like I'm Mr. Beast. And y'all are retweeting it and y'all don't even understand what he's saying. Like that makes no sense. How can we do this? How could we possibly do this?
They will stop at nothing to protect their queen, and pretty soon, their entrance...
They're literally reproducing. Yeah, that sounds like the worst idea.
...is sealed. But war is coming, and if they want to survive, they will need an army. And for that, they need food.
Yo, why is he, like, what is he doing for the other ants, though? I'm not gonna lie, this is unfair.
Specialize...
He's giving them boosts and shit.
...collecting seeds. Their job is to transport them underground, where they store them in a bakery. Here, they ground and crush the seeds into bread, ant bread. It is the perfect food for their growing larvae, and 70 days later, the results are clear.
This is so cool.
There was a population boom, all powered by their tiny bakery. But the new workers are weak and clumsy. They need sugars like honey. Yet the honey stayed untouched for days until it was discovered by a wild ant. Thankfully, she's alone.
Bitch, I know that ain't what I think it is. Girl, come over here, look at this.
They launched an attack.
Oh,
this
shit.
is nothing compared to the war.
Oh,
Yet the colony
shit.
is overrun. But I tried to save as many of our ants as I could.
Bro, he's cheating! Stop cheating!
But it was already too late.
He's simulating an ant colony while actively helping them, bro! What?
The damage had already been done.
Hell yeah! Get him!
I spent hours removing the enemy, one by
You
one.
are a cheater!
By one. Most of the colony did not survive. And those that did are badly injured. But ants are one of the few animals that respect their dead, so the remaining few build a graveyard.
Wait, what?
It is almost unbelievable. They may have lost the battle, but will they win the war? The colony is weaker than ever, but they still need honey.
Wait, this shit just got intense. There he goes cheating again.
It caused a disaster. This time, they act with caution and begin to feed. You can even see their tongue as they drink up the honey.
Oh, yeah.
But then something remarkable happens.
They carry the whole plate. Is this nigga?
They're covering the honey in dirt and debris. It is genius. They are hiding it from the wild colony. Protecting the honey means protecting their queen.
Oh, wow.
She is the only one in the nest who can lay eggs. If she dies, the rest of the colony is doomed.
Oh, shit.
But with her survival, the colony thrives.
What the fuck? You did this shit for a year?
By day 600, the colony had become a fortress. But it is time to put their defenses to the test. Here are 100 fruit flies. They are small, annoying, and a lot like my mother-in-law. They scatter. The ants begin to panic while many of the flies stand still. If they don't move, then they may remain unseen. But this one makes a run for it. And so does that one, and that one, and that one.
Oh, them niggas moving. Zero.
But this one was not as lucky.
How you get caught lacking when you can fly, bro?
He is the first kill of many. Even though they caught most of the flies, a few managed to escape. But the escaped flies were not as safe as they thought. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. The wild colony. Their numbers have grown so large, they've spread far beyond my windowsill and overtaken my animal room. My pets aren't a fan of their new roommate. It seems our colony is not as prepared as I thought. So over the next year, our colony became an empire.
Bro. So this nigga,
the wild colony,
instead of just calling up an exterminator or some shit to get that shit clean, he made this shit content and let them niggas chill out. So much so that it's all over his animal room, all over his pets and shit.
Acted in parallel.
I mean, it's a good video. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is entertaining.
Both of them are fully preparing for war. But this one escaped into my kitchen. I didn't know why until I returned. There was an all-out war.
This nigga be leaving the house with these niggas just running rampant.
And the enemy had already made their way underground.
Oh my gosh. Fight back!
They have to save the queen, so she is brought to the deepest part of the colony.
This is hard. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Oh no.
The rest of the nest had been abandoned, and the remaining workers swarmed the queen. But a worker was left behind, fighting to break free.
No! Yo, left me! Open the door!
But the enemy wanted more. The larvae.
Oh no, the babies.
One by one, they begin to die. 1,000 days led up to this. The queen began alone to create an empire. But would they let it fall?
No!
To save their queen,
I ain't gonna lie,
our
damn, now I'm
colony turns not to flee,
now I'm rooting
but
for
to
him.
fight.
There we go. There we go!
They begin to rally to their queen.
Holy shit.
Even my pets join the fight.
They got summons? This is a fucking anime. Is that a motherfucking dragon?
They reached the surface and the enemy was on the run. They were winning, and pretty soon, they had won. The wild colony was never to be seen again. Check out this video for more, and I'll see you in the next one.
That was so fucking good. Like, I don't even know how I stumbled across this. 18 million views, 4 months. That was so fucking good, dude. Simulating a forest. Simulating Africa for 100 days. Simulating a reef. Let's do desert.
Within this tank lives a miniature world. There are predators and prey, wind and rain. This desert is a dangerous place, but despite all odds, some animals have evolved to survive. It transformed from an empty wasteland to a thriving ecosystem. To understand the mysteries within, first, we must go back to day 1.
What the fuck?
It all started when I got the tank, some materials.
Tay more invested into this than JJK. Yo, I literally stopped watching a show for just I stopped watching it just to watch something else. And oh my God, y'all swear I hate the show, dude. Y'all swear I hate the show.
And a whole lot of cacti. I proceeded to mix up some dirt and then build up the substrate. After placing in some rock,
I'm going to watch it.
Cacti.
Ouch.
Their spines are extremely sharp, and it was a huge pain to plant anything. I added in some final touches, and the tank was complete. This will serve as the foundation for a thriving ecosystem. On day 3, I introduced the first animals. These are called isopods. As you can—
There's no way. I should have waited. Nah, chat, we're gonna have to run it back. We're gonna have to run it back. Yo, chat, I literally just got a deal. I just got a hit up for a deal. For the gaming channel. But it's not for a game. And this is, oh shit, let me not. It's crazy. Like it's fine. But I got hit up for a deal. Not to play a game, but to react to a trailer. Guess what trailer it is? Nigga, it's the trailer we just watched today. That game that looked like fucking Uncharted with that game that looked fire. So we're gonna have to run that back, and we're gonna have to run that back and like add some shit to it, because I'm pretty sure they probably don't want me saying. They probably don't want people saying like it's like another game. Like they probably don't want that. So we gonna have to run it back and be like it's not really faking a reaction. It's just omitting some things that they probably don't want. I gotta look at like what I can and cannot say, and then we gotta run that reaction back, because first of all, the game looks fire. So I do have more stuff that I want to say, and maybe I'll notice things the second time. Wink, wink.
You can see
sorry.
I have 2 varieties.
It's not a fake reaction. Dante is a fraud, guys. Yo, shut up.
Here, clowns and zebras. After I placed them in, they began to search for shelter. Alongside the isopods, I introduced springtails and buffalo beetles. These 2 detrivores will eat pretty much anything they can find. All of these tiny bugs will eventually be food for a future predator. By day 50, the isopod population began to boom. In the shaded areas of the tank, they would form small little herds. The juveniles looked almost identical to their adult counterparts.
This is crazy. It's like we really already kind of got like aliens on this planet. If you really think about it, like what the fuck are these things? Nigga, scorpions fucking glowing in the dark and shit? Hello?
Here, you can even see one shedding its skin. While the zebras were thriving, the clowns seemed to have disappeared entirely. On the other hand, the buffalo beetles were taking over. I placed a dead cockroach into the tank to show just how many there were. Soon, there was nothing left but a hollow skeleton. They were running rampant, and I needed a predator. I needed something deadly, something fast, something almost as terrifying as my mother-in-law. let me introduce you
Does this nigga take jabs at her every video?
to the Dune Scorpion. He is a
What the
vicious
fuck?
predator and will make short work of a beetle or isopod. Do you see that tiny white drop on his stinger? Well, that is a potent
Semen.
venom, and
Oh.
I have to be extremely careful. I picked him up and prepared to place him into the tank. After a gentle love tap, he took his very first step into the new world.
Well,
Scorpions
well,
are
well.
almost completely blind, so they don't use their eyes to get around. Within just a few minutes, he managed to take down a buffalo beetle. With a full stomach, he began to search for a place to burrow. After a few hours, his burrow was complete, and it just looked like an ordinary hole. But if we look
Hey,
underground, we can
yo.
see it is so much more. It is his home. He would spend most of his time here, but as day turned to night, he would emerge.
That is so cool.
Under ultraviolet light, he will glow a radioactive green. On day 60, I realized the scorpion wasn't going to be enough. The beetles were breeding faster than the scorpion could eat them. I needed to add competition. Meet the blue death feigning beetle.
What?
This is no
Nah, you
ordinary
right,
bug.
We got aliens on the earth already, don't know how people don't notice. Nigga, we got a four-eyed nigga streaming to thousands. Shit crazy.
What the fuck did you just say?
They have 3 superpowers. First off, they make their own sunscreen. This white powder on their shell will protect them from the desert sun. Secondly, they have a huge abdomen to store water, kind of like a cat.
Y'all lucky I'm not an alien. Y'all lucky I don't got superpowers. Y'all lucky I'm not. Yo, I promise you. I promise you. I'm blanking on his name. The boys. Homelander. I promise you. Homelander. On. Let a nigga say something. Zzz. Let a nigga. Zzz. Zzz.
Camel. They can last for ages without any water at all. But if a predator tries to eat them, that's where its third superpower comes into play. They are indestructible. Their thick armor will protect them from sandstorms and strong desert winds.
Why did you pin that?
I added them into the tank, and immediately, one was making a fatal mistake. He wandered towards the scorpion burrow and then down inside.
Hey, I wonder what's over here. Guess
He was walking towards his doom.
Oh, this is nice. Nice little cave. Nice little surroundings. Ooh, pretty
There
little vibe.
was a stalemate.
Uh.
The beetle made his move.
Ooh, what the fuck is that? Must be a rock.
He tapped the scorpion and then retreated deeper into his burrow.
Oh, this nigga kind of don't give a fuck.
The scorpion gave the beetle a gentle push and then
Hey,
made
dog.
his journey back to the surface.
Oh my god, he bitched him. Hey, boss. Keep walking, dog. Hey, boss. Keep walking, bro.
Deeper into his burrow.
Hey, dog.
The scorpion gave the beetle a gentle push.
Not his
and
way,
then
bro. Not his way.
made his journey back to the surface. That was a close call.
Now you gotta go back and tell everybody how
I
you got
decided
bitched.
to let them be overnight.
Spin back. I dare
As
you.
the sun began to rise,
Spin back, I
something
dare you, you
extremely
won't.
rare was about to happen. It was rainy season, and one of the few storms of the entire year was about to commence. The tank began to flood. As the storm faded away, animals began to emerge. The rain brought new life to the desert landscape. This rose of Jericho opened its leaves after receiving.
I'm sorry. I just seen such a wholesome comment in the chat. He said, "Can't wait to watch this on YouTube to see my chats. It's gonna be awesome." That is so wholesome. That is so fucking wholesome, bro.
Receiving water. By day 63, the water area was teeming with life. Hundreds of tiny eggs that lay dormant in the sand began to hatch.
Bro, like, it's mind-blowing. Like, these are literally aliens, dude. Now I really wonder, like, what type of shit is on other planets? Like, what type of little ass creatures are roaming around on little planets?
Rose of Jericho opened its leaves after receiving water. By day 63, the water area was teeming with life. Hundreds of tiny eggs that lay dormant in the sand began to hatch. The pond was swarming with these tiny white dots that were going to become something incredible. Meanwhile, on land, I figured it was time to introduce a new animal. Here is a Mexican jumping bean, and here are 30 more. These are not what they seem. After I added them in, they began to dance. They seem to roll around mindlessly, but each one is on a mission. Find shelter. They jump to escape the desert heat. It didn't take long for them to huddle under whatever they could find. Now, inside every bean lives a caterpillar. One day, they will emerge into a beautiful little moth. By day 72, life in the water had grown substantially.
This is crazy.
These little white crustaceans are called fairy shrimp. They glide through the water, filtering out whatever food they could find. In the shadows lives an animal much larger and less delicate than the fairy shrimp. Meet the triop.
This is insane to me.
I put one on my finger so you can get a sense of scale. They look completely prehistoric.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They look to be thriving now, but there is a problem. Every day, the water level got lower and lower. The desert sun was quickly drying up their little pond.
Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the sub.
On day 81, the pond was almost dried up, but life was more active than ever. Many of the triops were carrying bundles of eggs and needed to find a safe place to lay them.
Mean strokes.
Here, you can see a female carefully digging her nest. She will lay her eggs in this hole, and they won't hatch until the following rainy season. The fairy shrimp had also laid their eggs, and their life cycle was reaching the end.
Damn.
Only a few days later, the pond had dried up completely. The Rose of Jericho had closed, and life seemed bare.
That made me
But
itch.
after closer inspection, you will notice hundreds of tiny eggs waiting for the next time it rained. Life was booming, but it was time to introduce a new predator. This animal will easily find her way to the top of the food chain.
Is that a motherfucking
Let
dragon?
me introduce you to the bearded dragon.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding. She's way too big for this tank.
Okay, I was about to
But
say, that's
I have
fucked
many
up.
more projects on the way. So do me a favor and like this video, subscribe, and I'll be sure to see you in the next one.
Oh, it's over already? Oh, that was 100 days, I guess. Yeah, damn. His videos are so good, bro. Holy shit. Okay, chat, I think we're about to get on that game. Chat, I think we're about to get on that game. Another? We'll definitely do more. Chat, we'll definitely check out more of those videos.